Hello, hello. This is another episode of Motivational Monday Live with your host, Aura Elena Martinez. And as you can see, I am not in my usual place. This is because I am doing this from Milan, Italy. And everything that you're seeing behind me, as a matter of fact, is on purpose. But before I get into that, this week's episode is entitled The 5 Myths of Success. So before I get started, I would like to start off by introducing myself if this is the first time that you are watching this series, and also share with you what was it that motivated me to start this to begin with? What was it that inspired me to start this series? So, my name is Orlena Martinez, and I'm a self discovery and empowerment coach, helping women gain total clarity in their purpose so they can wake up to daily fulfillment and certainty. Now, purpose is not to be limited to just a calling. And why is that? Because you could be living your calling and still not be living your most purposeful life. And that is because, in order to enjoy a purposeful life, for you to live that, you need to enjoy greater levels of mental well-being, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being, physical well-being, of course, and why not financial well-being? That's because every part of you and your life matters. Every part of you and your life matters. And what inspired me to start this series to begin with is the fact that Mondays tend to be that day of the week that many people are like, oh my God, I got to go back to work. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I'm not looking forward to my weekend. I'm not looking forward to all the things that I must do. And if that is you, let that be your sign. Let that be your sign that something needs to change. Because you are not designed to be living a life where you dread the beginning of the week, where you dread work, where you dread what you're doing. Whenever you feel like you dread what you're doing, you dread your work, that is a sign that you're not doing what you're meant to be doing. You're not doing what you're designed to do. You're not. And so many times we tend to force ourselves to fit into a mold that we were not meant to fit to begin with, right? So let that be your sign. And it is my intention that with this series, you get closer and closer to your truth. That's right, your truth. And I say that because the more you know your truth and you understand your truth and you live your truth, the more you're going to experience this level of happiness that doesn't rely on outside things, doesn't rely on people, doesn't rely on things being a certain way, because you rely on you. And I could talk about that on another topic because I know that's one of those things that can seem like not make much sense. But when you understand the depth of this and what it means to really rely on you for your own happiness in a more profound way, everything is going to start making sense. It is also my intention with this series that you always elevate your level of consciousness. You're going to hear me say this over and over and over again. And this is more important than you can possibly imagine. This is because your level of consciousness dictates the decisions that you make, the, the way you see things, the opportunities that come your way. When you see that two people are receiving the same information, but one person is successful where the other person is stuck, I can guarantee you they're in a different level of consciousness. Both of them are in a different level of consciousness. This is why this matters more than you could possibly imagine. Just like when you are seeing the street from the first floor, cars look big, people look normal size, the buildings look huge. But if you go to the 10th floor, the people don't look as big, cars don't look as big, right? The buildings don't look as big as they used to look. And so the same thing happens when you start elevating your level of consciousness, right? The things that were once big, they start having a smaller either meaning, or you don't see it as big as it was, right? You're able to see yourself clearly. You're able to see life clearly. This matters. Trust when I tell you this matters more than you can possibly imagine. And I can talk about that another time. So once again, the episode for this week's series of Motivational Monday Life is entitled The 5 Myths of Success. And as you can see, I am not in my usual place. That's because I'm not in New York right now. I'm in Milan, Italy. And the topic that I had in mind for this week was completely different. And as I woke up, because I had to nap, I'm only here for less than 24 hours. And as I'm in bed and I had to get up, I was like, oh my God, it is painful to get up. It is painful. And you're going to see how this relates to your life. So stay with me because you're going to see how everything that you're seeing right now, it relates to success. So it was painful for me to get up because I wanted to continue sleeping. Number one, so I had to take a little mini shot of energy drink just to be able to be up. And I was going to fix my room because, as you can see, this was the clothes that I was going to wear for this week's series. And then I was like, no, I'm not doing it. By the way, I have to work out. That's why you see my workout clothes. And then you can see my weights. And that's something that I have in that bag. So it looks messy, right? And I was trying to dry my weights because it was so wet with water because I had to fill it up with water. And I said, you know what? No, I'm going to do this in my PJs. And mind you, I was getting myself ready to put on my clothes. Here I am with my earrings and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what? Success can be challenging at times. Success is messy. This is why I was like, oh my God, let me just leave everything here in the bed. Because many times what we see online is people being perfect. Oh, looking perfect. Oh, with their makeup and looking all good and nails all done. And the setting is beautiful. By the way, I have like no light right here. And I needed to do this while charging the laptop, right? And so I was like, okay, light or no battery on my laptop. So no light. And this is how life is many times. This is how success is many times. So I'm relying on outside light. Success is messy, right? And mind you, after I do the Spanish version, I'm gonna work out. And it's already 7:22 p.m. here in Milan, right? It's a 6 hour time difference from New York. And so it's messy. It is so messy. So this room symbolizes the way it looks, the lack of light, the fact that I have to make it work. All of this is symbolism of what it takes to be successful. Again, success is messy. There are times that it's inconvenient, right? It's not always easy. For me, it would have been a lot better to continue sleeping and then immediately like eat. I have yet to eat and then just work out. But this has been one of my goals to show up here every Monday, whether I am jet lagged, whether I'm in Milan, show up. That has not been easy at all, at all, right? And so this is why you're seeing all of this because I want this to really, I want it to really sink in because sometimes people can think, oh, these people have it easy. This person, they're able to do this because whatever. No, no, right? It's not easy. Success is not easy. So one of the myths, number one, one of the myths that people have, because this applies to me right now, right? Because as I'm talking to you, trust, even though I'm energetic right now, but I'm tired, I'm jet lagged, right? And I have yet to work out, I have yet to eat, I have yet to do several things. And so one of the mistakes and one of the myths, right, that people may have when it comes to success is that when the timing is right, things will fall into place. It's not when the timing is right. You must carve the time. I want you to get that. You must carve the time, right? If you wait for timing to be right, you will be waiting forever. You're going to be postponing. You're going to be procrastinating. You're going to let time pass you by instead of you taking advantage of time. You must carve the time, right? My timing to do this Motivational Monday live couldn't be more awful. I mean, it is 7:25 right now as I'm speaking. PM, by the way, right? And so I have yet to eat. I have not eaten. I have yet to work out because I committed myself to working out. Um, but I also committed to doing this. So I am sharing all this, and I'm here for less than 24 hours, by the way. There's only so much you could do with less than 24 hours, and you have to cram in sleep. So, again, I'm so tired. I am jet lagged. It would have been a lot more easier for me to just um, sleep a little more. And then on top of that, I must use my brain, right, to come up with all this and share all this. Again, I have yet to eat, I have yet to work out, and I'm sharing all this. You're going to hear me repeat it because if anybody tells you that success is easy, oh, yeah, you could do this, you could do that. Yes, you could do whatever it is that you want. But just keep in mind, success is very messy. Very messy. It goes in circles sometimes and ups and downs. It's not always easy, and that's okay because in the process of it not being easy, it's developing you. It's developing you into the person that can have the things that you want. So don't expect it to be easy. Don't expect it to be convenient. It's not always going to be convenient, and that's okay. It's still building you into the person that you are meant to be. So I am wanting to impress upon you that the timing, most of the time, for the things that you want, it may not be right. So then let nobody fool you into thinking, oh, the timing is right. That is so overrated. You have to carve the time. You have to make the time right now, right? So show up. Show up tired. Show up jet lagged. Show up inconvenienced. Show up frustrated. Show up unmotivated. It's not a matter of when things are going to fall into place. What about if things don't fall into place? Well, you're going to keep postponing it? You're going to keep putting it aside? Well, no, I'm not going to do it because it's not convenient. I don't have the time. No, people that have the things that they want or the things that they desire is because they make time for it, right? And as a matter of fact, you don't get what you want. You get what you're willing to work for. That's the truth. You never get what you want. You get what you're willing to work for. You get what you're willing to dedicate time to. Speaking of time, this takes me to myth number 2, which is you can be extremely successful in, say, for example, 6 months to a year. I want to really touch up on this because there's a lot of things online that we're seeing. So, for example, when people post that you can make pay in 6 months, or you could lose 20 pounds in 60 days. Now, I'm going to clarify. Of course, there are exceptions. Of course, they are. But the real truth is that success takes time. Success takes time. So if you've been feeling discouraged because you're trying so hard and you see other people in a matter of months, they get the results that you are looking for, and it's been already been a year, 2 years, 3 years. No, don't get discouraged because the real truth is that success takes time. As a matter of fact, anybody that markets that you can make X amount in 6 weeks or whatever, I run like my ass is on fire. I run like my ass is on fire because it will literally be on fire if you fall for that. And what I mean with that is that it's going to be easy for you to get discouraged. If you invest X amount of money to work with someone and you don't get the results that you were seeking or that you want or that they promised. Success takes time. And the truth is that you don't know what are the other variables that played a role in that person achieving that result. I can guarantee you, anybody that says that they got something in X amount of time, there are other variables, excuse me, that played a role in that expedited success. It's not as plain and simple as people play it to be. And I'm sharing all this because I want you to elevate your level of consciousness and not fall into a lot of the traps that we're seeing market wise, right? You don't know. You don't know if perhaps that person has a skill that you're lacking, and that's the upper hand that that person has. And that's why they were able to achieve that result in X amount of time. Probably they have developed themselves into the person that can acquire that. And so they don't have a lot of the barriers that others may have. Okay. So I'm going to share with you the following. So I'm going to be transparent here because I really want you to get how this works. And this is the reason why I do the work that I do as a self discovery and empowerment coach. So if you're wanting to develop yourself, be more confident, right? Overcome the obstacles or the barriers that are standing in your way that you don't know which ones they are, and you want to bring them to light. If there's something within yourself that you are wanting to heal, this is work that I've been doing. I started out as a wellness and life coach, helping people get out of the sugar roller coaster in 2013. So this is something that I've been working on now for years. And so I get it. I get it when there's a layer of fat, and I'm not talking about the fat as in the physical fat, but the invisible fat, the invisible barrier that you may not know that's actually getting in your way of you seeing those abs. And I'm using that as an analogy, right? To describe the you that you know that you are meant to be. So I remember before I healed the hatred that I had no idea. So I used to hate a part of myself. I'm going to be very transparent. I already went on TV, on national TV, and I spoke about this. So I had a hatred towards my hair. I hated my curls. I hated my curls. And I did not realize that was a barrier for me in my business and also a barrier for me in everything else in my life. So I remember anytime I would invest in something that had to do business related, a skill, whatever, I would hire a coach or a mentor, and I never really got far. I felt like I was always in the same place because I kind of was, right? And then I remember certain programs that I would be a part of, group programs, where several of us would start at the same time, and some people would be so ahead, and I was still here in the same place, stuck. And I wonder why the heck. And it wasn't until I healed the hatred that I had towards my hair that, oh my God, I went from here to here in a matter of weeks, in terms of everything, in terms of the way I showed up, in terms of my confidence levels, in terms of the actions that I would take. But that happened because I developed myself into the person that can have the things that I want. So I share this story with you because when you have personal development barriers, meaning lack of confidence, you don't trust yourself, you don't really think you have what it takes to be the person that you want to be, you see yourself in a distorted way, you don't think you are enough, you think that anything that you do will not work. Like, those are the invisible things, the invisible facts that will get in the way of you having the very thing that you want. So if you are in business, I also coach people that are coaches themselves. So if you are a coach and you are going through all these things and you are wanting someone to help facilitate that transformation for you, I am available for that. When you notice that you are trying so hard, you are taking this skill, that skill, you're learning this, you're learning that, and things are still not clicking, I am telling you the biggest piece, I would dare to say 80%, just like diet, right? Weight loss. Diet is 80%. What you eat is 80%. By the way, diet is not when you're trying to lose weight. Diet is whatever you eat. I just want to clarify that. So, whatever you choose to eat, if you choose to eat potato chips and fried stuff, that's your diet. Diet is what you eat on a daily basis. That's your diet. So just like diet is 80%, nutrition is 80% of the weight loss, and then the other 20 is workout. When it comes to anything that you're wanting to achieve in your life, especially when it comes to business, let me just tell you this: 80%, I would dare to say, is personal development, is inner work, because you can learn all the skills that you want. You could know, have the script to text people and blah 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 blah. But if you are not confident in yourself, if you do not see yourself as successful, you're not going to be able to apply the the tools that you've learned. This is why put a lot of emphasis on personal development than anything else. That's how you're going to be unstoppable, when you do the inner work. And again, I'm going to recommend that you do not do this on your own, because we all have blind spots, right? We all have blind spots, okay? So this takes me to the third myth, okay? This takes me to the third myth of success, and that is that success is just a matter of doing. Meaning you just have to take action, take action, take massive action, take massive action. I'm going to say this: you can do all you want, but there is another element that you cannot ignore, and that is the being. Success is not just a matter of doing, it is also a matter of being. This is so important, okay? As a matter of fact, you first must be before you can do. You first must be before you can do. Everything starts in the mind. Everything starts in the way you feel. Everything starts within before you even take action. If right now, no, forget that. Forget about right now. If earlier when I woke up, I would have been like, oh God, I don't feel like doing this week's Motivational Monday Live. Like, I just don't feel like it. Like, I'm just not in the mood to do it. Like, this is not my thing. Like, I'm not do. You think I would have been able to speak to you the way I'm speaking to you right now, taking the time to do this, come up with all the things that I'm going to share with you today? Of course not. It it just would not have happened. So it all first starts in the being. Like, this is what needs to be in alignment when you're wanting your action to be in alignment with what you say that you desire, with what you say you want to achieve. Okay? There is no amount of doing or strategy or skill that will help you if you don't have this piece down. And this ties to the last part of the second myth, which is that personal development piece, right? If you don't work on yourself, if you're not confident, if you don't see yourself clearly, if you don't see yourself as the person that can have the very thing that you want, if you don't heal the things that needs healing within you, if you're not grounded in who you are, I guarantee you, like, I guarantee you, it doesn't matter how many skills you learn. And this especially applies to business. I'm going to say this for any of you that are in business and you have taken all the sales courses, you are looking to brand yourself, but yet you have a fear of success, but yet you're not confident about yourself, yet you do not love yourself. It doesn't matter how much branding, how much beautiful colors, how much whatever logo, you're not gonna have the success that you're looking for. It's just not gonna happen. This is the first thing that needs alignment. And I'm telling you, when you do the roundabout, you're gonna find yourself back where you should have been from the beginning. Because if you would have laid the foundation, you would have noticed that the house would not have fallen. If you create a house on a weak foundation, and you lay the bricks, brick after brick, cement, brick after brick, what is going to happen when the foundation is weak and there's a huge storm coming? The house is going to fall. That house is going to fall. And you're going to find yourself starting from scratch. So when you avoid the personal development piece, the inner work piece that is required in order for you to have success, forget it. It's equivalent to you building a house in a weak foundation. Any strong wind will blow it down. Strong wind of self-doubt, strong wind of lack of confidence, strong wind of other people's criticism, what other people have to say, what other people think. This person that decided not to work with you, this that didn't work out, it's going to knock you down because you didn't build upon a strong foundation. This is how important this is. If you're not first the person that can have those things, that can do those things, that is confident, that faces her fears, that sees herself clearly, this is the layer of fat that gets in the way of a lot of people living their potential. This is the very thing. This is the very thing. Okay. And this is why it's so important that you do not avoid the inner work. And this is the very thing that so many people avoid, the inner work. Okay. When you're wanting to succeed, but you avoid inner work, this is equivalent to you. Say, for example, you're wanting to lose weight, but you avoid eating healthy and you avoid working out. What do you think is going to happen? You're not going to lose the weight. You're not going to lose the weight, right? It doesn't work that way. You must do your reps. You must eat healthy because your body reflects how you treat it. Same thing with you and success. How you treat yourself, how you think about yourself, it will be reflected in everything you do and everything you choose. This is why working on yourself is so important. And this is because we do and choose according to how we think, feel, and believe about ourselves. Okay? So you working on yourself is a must. You working on your mind is a must. This is not a luxury. This is a necessity. You working on mastering yourself is a must. Again, this is not a luxury. This is a necessity. It is not enough to just learn skills. You must master yourself. Okay? And please do not let anyone fool you into thinking that just learning skills is enough. It's not enough. When it comes to weight loss, it's not enough for you to just have a meal plan and just know what exercise to do. If you do not have any inner barriers, of course that's enough. But when what's getting in the way of you eating healthy is something that you need to deal with within yourself, trust. Trust. That meal plan, it will be worthless. That workout will be worthless because what's going to make it worth is you doing the inner work. If you are in business, please do not let anyone fool you into thinking that it's just enough to learn sales. No, it's not. Do not let anyone fool you into thinking that it's enough to just have a brand. No, it is not enough. Do not let anyone fool you into thinking that it is just enough to know what you're selling, who you're niching. No, it's not enough. Because if you don't have the confidence, the real belief, the self-trust, if you don't work through the doubts, if you don't heal anything that needs healing, that's going to get in the way. And then all that, it's not going to be worth anything until you first do the work that is necessary. Because those are the things that are going to keep blocking all the skills that you keep learning, all right? So please do not let anyone fool you into thinking that skills is just enough. You are the one that performs those skills. So the person performing the skills must be confident, must be success-minded, must be growth-minded, must be centered, strong-minded, right? Grounded in their own truth, who knows who they are and who sees themselves clearly. And I'm going to say this too when doing inner work. I recommend that you hire someone to help you with all this. And I say this on purpose. This is because as human beings, we have blind spots. As human beings, we have blind spots. So when you work with someone, that person can help you see what you're not able to see on your own. This is why I highly recommend that you get someone to help you with this, a coach or a mentor, right? Because we can only grow so far on our own. And I'm available for that. I'm available for that. If you really want to do this work, you really want someone to help you one-on-one. I think there's something so special about one-on-one. There's this level of safety, this container. It's just you, right? It's just you. And so you could be free to be you, right? Without having to worry, oh my gosh, what are other people going to think? So if you want to work one-on-one, I'm available for that. Speaking of which, this leads me to the fourth myth of success, and that is you can go about it on your own. Excuse me, I feel like something is in my eye. You could go about it on your own, or this self made concept. The truth is, nobody is self made. So, anybody that says that they're self made, that's baloney. Because I can guarantee you that the person that claims that they are self made, they have mentors, they had role models, they were coached, they were guided. Okay. Nobody is self made. Nobody. Okay. We all need people to model for us what it is that we desire, right? We all need it. And this is because these people that model for us what it is that we desire, they help us see and feel and think that what we desire is possible, right? They pave the way for us. We need people to pave the way for us. We feed off of each other's energy. That's another thing too. We feed off of each other's energy. So hire the coach or the mentor that can model for you what it is that you desire, because nobody grows in isolation. Nobody grows in isolation. This last thing takes me to the fifth point, okay, which isn't so much a myth, I want to clarify, as much as something that I would recommend that you be mindful of. This is so important. And that is because we all need people to model for us. The environment that we surround ourselves is very important. However, don't settle for just any mastermind or any support system. This is so important. See, I am very big in support system and having people that encourage you and having a mastermind or a group of masterminds. This is so important, right? Because we all lift each other, we all help each other, we all serve as a resource for one another. And sometimes in the process, though, of us wanting to receive support and have someone that we can count on to help us along the journey, we can settle for people that perhaps are not designed to be in our journey. Okay, and this is so important. I'm probably going to say something that people are going to be like, "Oh my God, Aura, that is so, I don't know, cold or whatever." But I'm going to speak truth. I'm going to speak truth because I want this to be an upliftment for you, something that allows you to open your mind to how things really are and what you need to be mindful of. Okay, so one of the things that I'm going to recommend when it comes to choosing the support system, the the mastermind or the mastermind group, is to listen to your intuition. Pay attention to it, right? If something feels off, believe it. If you talking to someone, it feels off, it just doesn't feel like this is the right person, it doesn't feel like you two are a match, doesn't seem like, listen to it. Listen to it. Surround yourself by those that not only you help grow them, but that they help grow you. It needs to be something mutual. It needs to be something mutual. I'm going to say this because I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I give a lot. But in the process of giving, when you're not receiving, you can end up feeling like you have the short end of the stick and you can end up feeling resentful. This is why you want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that not only you help them grow, but they help you grow as well. It has to be something mutual. It is not a one sided street. Okay. And also, look at people's actions. Look at people's actions. When you're deciding that you're going to have certain people as your friends, as your support system, as your mastermind in particular, if they don't show you that they care about your time, that they care about what you offer, that they care about your friendship and what you bring to the table, move on, move on, and pay attention to how you feel when you are around those people. Pay attention. I'm going to say this: be ruthless with your space and with those that you allow. And when you're choosing people to be your support system and your mastermind in particular, sometimes we could want to go for people that are quote unquote very successful or way ahead of us or have achieved what it is that we want. And that's important. But I'm going to dare to say Look at that, but also look at their character and their heart and their mind. I'm going to tell you this. I remember there was someone that I wanted to connect with. I wanted us to share our journey. And this person, I just felt this person wasn't valuing what I had to bring to the table, who I am, what I'm all about, just did not value it. And so I could tell, and I'm going to share this in transparency because I want you to pay mind if this is happening to you, because people will show you how they feel about you and how they think about you. But please remember that how someone thinks about you or feel about you has nothing to do with you. So don't take it on. You remember who you are and what you're all about, know your worth, and be like, forget this. I'm moving on, right? So, mind you, I have a full time job. On top of that, the coaching. On top of that, I usually post 5 times a week online, monthly trainings in the private Facebook group in the Globetrotters. And plus, I do this in Spanish as well. And then I do Motivational Monday Live, and I'm also writing. And recently, I was on TV. So my plate is pretty full. And on top of that, I'm a caregiver. So this person, it's not in the same place as I am, because the only thing this person does is just their business. And I noticed this person would take forever to reach out to me, forever to respond to me, forever. I'm talking about weeks. I'm going to say this. Anybody, and I get what it's like to be busy. I trust, I know what it's like to have your plate full because I'm constantly jet lagged. This is not something like I'm just a little bit jet lagged. I'm always jet lagged because every week I'm flying. Every week I am flying. Okay. And I'm constantly using my brain because I have all these different projects that I'm doing. But ain't nobody going to tell me that doesn't have a full time job, with all due respect, and that isn't a caregiver, and that doesn't manage as many things as I'm managing, that they do not have the time to respond to me. You're going to take weeks to no, no, no. You're already showing to me what I mean to you. Thank you. Goodbye. And so I'm sharing this story with you because I want to empower you that if you notice that anybody is treating you that way, don't take it personal. It has nothing to do with you. You have to recognize your value. Like, you have to be the person to recognize your value and surround yourself by people that they see that value. And if anything, use that as fuel. Heck, yeah, I'm going to be showing you who the heck I am. That's how you take on when you notice that people don't value, that people don't value your time, what you have to bring to the table. You use that for fuel. You don't use that and take it personal and think, oh my God, this diminishes my worth because probably I'm not. No, you're going to use that as fuel. You're going to use that as fuel. You're going to show everyone who you are, what you're all about, but more so, you're going to show yourself what you are all about. So when you're choosing people that are going to be support system, you're going to choose people that support you, that grow you, that take the time to connect with you, that they are also a form of resource for you. You don't just want to be their resource, they must be a resource for you as well. And that they appreciate what you have to bring in the table, that they appreciate your journey. See, people sometimes want to see you at your end and be there for you once you've achieved everything that you've achieved. The jewels are in the journey, because the journey is what makes you into the person that can eventually have all those things that you want. So it is my desire that this week's episode dismantles for you anything that you may have thought of success. The success comes easy. That if you're not successful in X amount of time, then something is wrong with you. No, nothing is wrong with you. That because you need a support system, you're going to just settle for anybody. No, don't settle for anybody. Because when you choose the wrong support system, that's equivalent or even worse. Better yet, it's worse. than you not having a support system. And the reason why I say that is because when you have the wrong people can make you think the wrong things about yourself and what you're doing and your journey and where you're heading and what you're doing, right? And this is why you doing the work within yourself is very important, because the more you develop yourself and the more you see yourself clearly, the more you don't take on what other people are doing and how they're behaving and what they're saying. You don't take it personal. You just move on. You're just like, I keep it moving because I know what I'm all about. And that's what's required, especially nowadays, to really move forward, to really be strong, to really handle sometimes even the jungle that the world can be in. The reason why I say a jungle is because there's so much going on nowadays, right? And so what's going to help you have that strength and be the success person that you're meant to be is you doing the work within yourself so that you can become the person that can have everything that you want. So if you're ready to work on yourself, by the way, share this video with other people. You never know who in your circle needs to listen to something that I just shared here, whether that is that they don't feel appreciated by the people that they choose. No, you choose people that also choose you, right? Whether that is that they're thinking, oh my God, I'm not having the success that I want. There must be something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with you. Success actually takes time. It's a process, it's a journey. It's not just the destination, it's also a journey. You just never know, because you never know where a person is that is in your circle. You just never know. So share this message with other people. You never know who this message can bless. And if you're ready to work on yourself, you're ready to obtain the clarity that you need, know exactly what steps you need to take. What is your next step? Trust, that is so important. Many times people just take any step thinking that's going to lead them to their success. What's going to lead you to your success is you understanding what your next step is. And if you are wanting to work on your self esteem, your self confidence, your self trust, because trust, I know what that's like, right? And I've been doing this work now for several years. Since I'm not a fresh chicken here. So if you really want to have that support, that one-on-one, the high touch, then schedule your clarity call with me. I always put the link here. So schedule your call or you can reach out to me. And with that said, it is my desire that you live life to the max the way you are destined to live. And until next time, bye for now.